Michelle Oliver, and I am here with Expitality Time every Friday morning. I don't know where my typical co-host is who typically joins me here, but I just wanted to share a few things from the week. So I have been traveling this week with clients, going to all kinds of different hotels and experiential hospitality properties. And of course, what happens for all of us after that is we get surveys in our emails to ask how our experience was. And this is so interesting because I had some really terrible experiences and some really good experiences. And even so doing, it's really challenging to take the time to navigate through these surveys, right? So I started on one of them just because one place was so terrible that I really wanted to give feedback. And I didn't complete it because something else popped up and it was confusing. And then it wanted, just goes on and on with all these stupid questions that couldn't really tell the story. And so a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. One is that one of the services that Expitality provides that I actually did engage in on this trip is talking with guests while they are at the property and asking them, what is going on? How is it going? What are you liking? What was it like? How did you decide to come here? And what would you change? Like, we really have just a normal conversation. So the data that comes from those authentic conversations is really quite valuable for the business owner. It's so interesting to me how people will share if you just talk, but when you ask them to fill out a survey or actually take the time to, add extra comments, unless you've had a really stellar experience with someone, or a really terrible one, most people don't do that. So that is a really valuable thing that we do. If you want to know more about it, just call me up or DM me or something, and I'm happy to share. When I got back, and here I am just back for a couple of days, I came down to a place I come to often to work, which is the Elizabeth Hotel here in Fort Collins. And wow, what a difference in the way I'm treated here constantly. They really do it right, and they do it consistently right. And it makes a difference. Like, I'd rather come here than be at home often. When I was on this trip, I did have a couple of really amazing experiences. So one of the places that we stayed was in Camp Verde, and a shout out to Michael Harrison. And they are so unreal. They are so good. They have so many kids and families, and they've done everything right with all of the accommodations and the wide streets and the areas for the kids to play and dogs and all this stuff. And the cleanliness of this place is extraordinary. Everything is spotless. So that, of course, is wonderful, but we almost expect that everywhere we go now. So what I really appreciated about the way they handled their kind of feedback and follow-up was that I checked in after check-in time. So it was a late check-in. And even though the manager, oh my gosh, Tanabeth, even though she was leaving, she was literally walking away, she was so cheerful and turned around and came back and made us feel at home and gave us our cabins, check-in stuff. And then the next morning I had a phone call from the other manager just to make sure that everything was right. Upon leaving, we had not only a survey, but all kinds of interesting other information, ways to connect with them. We had a text. So that was done much, much better. But the more you travel and experience these things, the more you realize that that personal touch is often not there. So even though these people kind of know me here at the Elizabeth, because I come pretty often, the people at the coffee shop, Bowerbird, the guys there always know my name. They know what I like, and they just are so courteous. The girls at the front desk, everyone here just has hospitality nailed. And the times I've stayed at this hotel, same thing. So all of these little things really, really matter. And it is the little details. So I really encourage you, if you own a property, to make sure that you are handling the feedback properly. You know, we call it experiential intelligence. And because it's truly data and feedback that is intelligent. And it's experiential because I'm literally out there talking to people, and you've got a third party doing it. The other thing is, if you think about the follow-up with any relationship, like it's just kind of the way we treat people. If you show up and you are present with whatever is going on, so it means checkout is something going on. It's a part of the customer journey. When you leave, do you want to continue that relationship, or do you want it to just dissolve into something that's not important? So there's a whole customer journey that happens from the time they check out to the time they either return or they don't, or whatever they tell their friends. And all of this really, really is significantly important. All right, signing off for now. Have a wonderful weekend.